Hello, class. My name is Philip Siniewski, and for our CAS 9467 final project, I chose to focus on creating a business strategy to optimize the revenue earned from my personal business. I manage a very popular website called IFL Science, which has 22 million likes on Facebook and receives 150 million visitors a month to the website. We are a startup that's just finished the starting up phase and is very profitable through its operations. Our business model consists of employing a staff of 20 science writers to publish 3 articles a day on a daily basis for a total of 60 articles a day. Our methods for choosing which topics to write about include covering any and all trending topics within science, mainstream media, and social media, as long as the topics relate to our 9 core categories. What we choose to write about is very important because most of our revenue is earned from digital advertising. The quality of our articles determine how much web traffic we earn. The more impressions that we have to monetize, the more revenue is earned. For this project, I chose to analyze the performance of our articles in the month of November 2015 to see which categories are receiving more web traffic than others. Here's a screenshot of the website just to give you a little idea of the content we put out, and here are the 9 categories that we work with. Actually, one is cut off, but here is 7 of them. On this next tab, you'll see all of the raw data that was used to compile this analysis. I took this analysis further by incorporating the actual payment rates received for each category from advertisers. There are 2 formats for which advertisers pay IFL Science: on a CPM basis, cost per 1,000 impressions, or a CPC basis, cost per click. Advertisements receive impressions, which are the amount of times they are viewed, and clicks, which pay a lot more than impressions, but they don't occur as frequently. These are funneled through the amount of web traffic that articles receive, so it's very important to produce content that will drive maximum web traffic. Within this raw data, you will see the 9 categories broken out into several tables with different metrics that I've set up through data manipulation. This tab contains all of the source data that was used for this project. At the bottom of this tab, I have compiled a second aggregation of data that contains all of the daily performances of our categories in terms of ad revenue dating back to July. Here you'll see clicks generated, day of week, week of year, month, total impressions, and I use this to compile a summary view at the end of this presentation, which we'll go over. On the next tab, we had to manipulate the data from the previous tab to produce the calculations and variables that we need to set up the solver function. These include cost per hour, cost per article, gross profit per article, total profit per article. And having these variables now, we could plug them into the solver function and try to maximize our total profit. These are the constraints that we use. So this is another raw data tab that I furthered the solver metrics through some manipulation. Okay, so with this data compiled, I was able to set up a solver function in Excel which will help us optimize our writing strategy so that we could write about the categories that will earn us the most money possible. I set up 2 solver functions separately, one analyzing payments on a CPM basis, and a second one analyzing on a CPC payment basis, so that we can try to maximize under each payment structure, and then from there we could choose the payment structure that pays the most. Each solver function will maximize our total profit function by showing us the optimal amount of articles to write for each category on a daily basis. There are additional constraints that need to be set up to replicate our real-life business model, and these include chemistry articles not surpassing 10, the brain articles being more than 3, and to summarize, each category must have a minimum of 3 articles written a day, with a maximum of 10. We do this to maintain editorial integrity by not making any single category have all of the articles and not distributing science evenly, as well as not allowing revenue to be the 100% sole reason behind our strategy. Our total paid writing hours must be capped at 150 each day. Each category requires a different amount of research to write the article, and they require different hourly totals to write. So an element of strategy is required to maximize potential output given the constraint. Total articles written must equal 60, with each of the 20 writers producing 3 articles a day. Can't be more, can't be less. And total cost for research and writing articles must not add up to more than $10,000 a day. Each category requires different amounts of hours to create and differentiate categories to produce costs that will be less than $10,000. Once setting up the solver constraints, I chose to use articles posted as the variable that will be changing and tested by the solver. We are solving for the maximum profit that we could achieve by writing a specific amount of each category given the editorial resources and constraints that we have. By solving for this variable in F25, we landed on a maximum of $18,515.27 daily per CPM. I'm going to run this solver really fast just to show you that's what we got. This is the setup that we have. We're looking for the maximum of total profit in cell F25. The changing variables are the articles posted, and these are the constraints that we went over before. Now, for choosing a solving method, I tested each of these out, and Simplex produced the highest maximum profit, so that's the one we went with. Now we're going to solve, and voila. This is the maximum profit we could attain if we produce 10 chemistry articles, 5 editors' blogs, 3 environment, and so on. We did this same process once again with CPC payment, just to see if there was a different setup of articles posted each day across the categories that would produce maximum profit. And there is. You can compare the two. Editor's blog is only 5 here, whereas here it's 10, and so on. The differences are very apparent. CPC pays very different than CPM, and these are things that we have to account for in our strategy. Finally, I did attach the answer reports for each solver function that was run, and you could glance through these to see the summary of the solver and to look at how each one is different from the other. In the last tab, I compiled a Power View summary of that data aggregation from tab 2 that I showed you guys, just to give you a little extra context for how each category is different from the other, depending on mobile traffic or desktop traffic, and then also by month. The months are a little out of order, I apologize. I was having trouble fixing that. But so you can see here, desktop pays more than mobile, and desktop also gets more revenue than mobile and more impressions, but less clicks, a significant amount of less clicks than desktop. So if you play around with this data, it'll teach you a little more about our industry and some of the variables that we take into account when trying to optimize business strategy. That is all. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for listening today. Bye.